You know, there are a few things in this world that will actually get me to produce a video rather than just cutting up one of my live streams. Diabetes misinformation, abusing your children with religion, and this stupid shit.
You think your magic underwear is going to protect you from a gunshot? I'm going to kill you, free Mormons. People say things like that. One, I call the cops. But two, I also am offended because they're living in this world in which they think mocking people's religion is okay.
I mean, when you encounter so much stupidity in one statement, you kind of just have to take a second and break this shit down sentence by sentence. Mainly because of this hypocritical shit.
Does it count like a vampire, but is an atheist instead of a coffin? He just like lays in a pile of Richard Dawkins and Sam Harris books.
What keeps you from feeling bad about taking all his money?
And there is no point for our existence. We're just here. Why wouldn't I? I don't know.
What's up, heathens? How are you guys doing? I'm doing all right. So, I've been watching a lot of this Mormon channel here recently, and it's quite intriguing. I mean, they completely believe a man named Joseph Smith who had been convicted of defrauding people by using magical seer stones to find their shit in the woods. And then, after he was convicted, he turned around and used the exact same seer stones to find a religion buried in the woods. Never mind that this was happening at a time in which creating your own version of Christianity was kind of like the thing to do. I mean, that's why one of the core doctrines of Mormonism is that all the other denominations of Christianity, including Catholics, are apostasies. They're the incorrect denominations. They have twisted the words of God, but oh ho ho, only Joseph Smith has the correct version of Christianity. I mean, that level of conviction to an obvious bullshit religion is just fascinating to me. One of the bigger topics around Mormonism is the idea of magic underwear. Recently, 3 Mormons have put up a video discussing this particular claim. Now, I do want to preface that Mormon underwear being magical as fuck, you know, the whole idea that they can deflect bullets, prevent you from getting burned by fire, and protecting you in a car crash, is part of Mormon folklore. Folklore is definitely expected in a bullshit religion. Okay, well, any religion, really. Another good example of Mormon folklore is Cain being Bigfoot. Yeah, that's a real thing. Some Mormons believe it, at least enough for it to be popular enough to make its way on the internet. Alright, so let's tackle this bit of Mormon folklore with the 3 Mormons!
Alright, so a lot of people ask this question.
Okay, well, 1 Mormon.
Kwaku, what's that thing underneath your shirt? Because my shirts are too wide-necked, and sometimes you can see my garments. And I apologize for that. I'm getting better. I'm buying new clothing where I hide them now.
You don't have to apologize for this. I mean, you're wearing clothing. I'm sure plenty of people fail to meet that standard before they get on camera and record themselves.
Who doesn't love sandwiches?
But what we wear underneath our clothing is we wear garments. It's a special kind of underwear and shirt. It just kind of looks like a t-shirt and boxer shorts, and it's white. And we wear underneath our clothing.
That's fine. I honestly don't care what kind of clothing you wear when you produce a video. You could be wearing a thong and a halter top. You do you, bro.
And a lot of people, they look at this and they go, you guys have magic underwear. I think it was Penn Jillette said we wear crazy underwear. Yeah, it's crazy. It's got like sparkles, and it's got, you hit a button and it starts singing September by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
How cool would that be, though? You walk into a room, you press a button on your underwear, and all of a sudden your theme song's playing. Mine would be Highway to Hell.
It's not crazy. It's just, it's what we wear. Now, to a lot of people, this seems foreign, because the idea of Christians wearing things, that's so bizarre. Unless nuns, or cardinals, or priests, or rabbis, or anyone. A lot of religions wear things, you know?
Well, to be fair, that's not the part that people call crazy. The issue is that some Mormons out there believe these pieces of underwear protect you from fucking bullets. I can guarantee you 100% of time the normal Mormon underwear is not going to protect you from bullets. That's of course excluding any kind of Kevlar underwear you people might be producing. But still, there are a lot of Mormons out there that are still pushing this idea that these underwear or undergarments or temple garments actually protect you from physical things in reality. That is the magical part, not the shit that you've touched on here.
We just wear underneath our clothing. It's also funny because before I was LDS, sometimes I would wear a cross necklace. And I don't wear a cross necklace now. One, because men who wear necklaces just don't get girls.
You know what also drives away the chicks? Temple garments.
Two, because, I already wear garments. So I already wear my symbol of my faith underneath my clothing. It's just, to me, it's something sacred. And there's certain things I don't want to blast online. I tell you everything else about me online. There's a couple things I can keep to myself, okay, folks?
Definitely. You can keep that shit to yourself. I have to say, though, the Jews really had it right on showing their covenant. I mean, all you gotta do is lob off the tip of your dick, and you're carrying it around everywhere with you. Hashtag blood dick oath.
Muslims and Sikhs also wear clothing on their head that they regard to be sacred, and clothing in other places they regard to be sacred. Zoroastrianists as well wear white garments underneath their clothing that are similar to ours.
Yeah, and I mean, those are pretty crazy too. There's a meme that goes around sometimes that talks about how atheists aren't popular because we don't have any kind of fucking crazy headdresses or clothing that we wear. But I mean, we definitely make fun of all that shit too. Last time I checked though, Muslims and Zoroastrians don't think that their panties actually protect them from fire or car wrecks.
So the idea of LDS garments is not something to make fun of or mock or ridicule.
Yes, they definitely should be. Any idea should definitely be mocked and ridiculed. Like this.
But you've evolved into a higher intelligence. What keeps you from feeling bad about taking all his money?
And there is no point for our existence. We're just here. Why wouldn't I? I don't know.
I'm seriously fine with you acting like this if that's what you want to do. I mean, I might call you an asshole for it, but I'm sure you could call me an asshole for how I'm responding to your video here. Atheism, as a position at least, should be mocked and ridiculed to some degree. I mean, at this point, it's a lot like special pleading your particular faith, because your particular faith is sacred and mine isn't, so therefore yours doesn't deserve to be ridiculed or mocked. You're not special. Well, you are Mormon, so I guess you're kind of special.
It's something that's important to us. It's a reminder of our faith every day. It reminds us of the covenants we've taken upon us in the temple, and I love them.
I mean, that is what a crazy cult member would do also. Love their temple clothing. My point is that it doesn't matter if you love your temple clothing or not. Nobody is shitting on you for your ultra-white panties as an external expression of the oppression imposed on you by your religion. Just like me, wearing the Batman symbol is in no way connected to my affinity towards the cold boot of justice.
They're kind of cozy and fun. You can get them in different ways. You got your cotton poly, all right? Then you got your dry lux. I'm a dry lux guy. Then you got your jersey, which is it's okay. It makes you breathe more, but it feels, when the jersey gets wet, it's kind of sticky.
Unless they come in Kevlar or fire retardant material, I really don't see how this provides any kind of extra protection, divinely sprinkled with God's fairy dust or not.
Now, something that does actually bother me when people say you are magical underwear, or you think your magic underwear is going to protect you from a gunshot? I'm going to kill you, free Mormons. When people say things like that, one, I call the cops.
You make sure to tell people that they're not magical. They won't stop bullets, and they definitely won't protect you in a car wreck.
But two, I also am offended because they're living in this world in which they think mocking people's religion is okay.
But it is okay. I don't understand why it wouldn't be okay in a free society. I mean, you might think that I'm being a dick for mocking your religion, but last time I checked, it wasn't against the law to be a dick or relatively a dick by somebody else's subjective views. I mean, if I want to laugh at how your entire religion is based around a man that went out alone in the woods, had some kind of celestial vision of Jesus and God, and got this whole New Testament thing, which, By the way, that particular story has changed a few times just within Joseph Smith's own lifetime, and then later claimed that like 12 other people saw all this shit go down when really it was 3, and even then those 3 didn't claim to actually see like the golden tablets or Jesus and God or anything. They merely felt the presence, or they saw it in a vision or something like that, because they're crazy as fuck. If I want to laugh at you because your religion is based on obvious, demonstrable, provable bullshit, that is not something that you can control. People should be able to laugh at it, and people should laugh at it. I really don't care about your delicate sensibilities.
You know, I will never go and mock a Muslim.
Well, you know, they kind of mock themselves every day, don't they? I mean, seriously, when you have apologists on videos, you know, basically saying that the Quran is sensitive to women because it compares them to livestock, saying that they are, you know, they're just the same as livestock. I mean, it really doesn't help this whole don't mock the Muslims thing.
I will never go and mock a cardinal or a priest or the Pope for what they wear.
To be fair, those robes do have a purpose. I mean, how else are you going to fuck the altar boy in the rectory if you got to unzip your pants 3 times a day? It just doesn't work.
You shouldn't do that to us. The garments represent our covenants, which is basically a promise with God and a God's promise with you. So we wear those to remind us of our covenants. We're literally putting on our covenants in a sense.
I mean, honestly, that just seems like someone was like, wait a second, you mean I've got to lob how much of my dick off? I'll just wear these panties. Yep, that's good enough for God.
And so children don't wear them. You wear garments when you go through the temple, sometimes before you go on a mission, before you get married, or when you just feel it's time. But usually you have to be 18 to do that.
Wait, hold on. So let me get this straight. You got to be 18 years old to wear these garments or whatnot, or take these covenants in Mormonism. But yet, all you have to be is 8 years old for these church elders to, you know, seclude you in a room and like grill you about how many times a day you touch yourself? Exactly how much bullshit are you trying to sling here? I mean, if any point these children say that they have masturbated or have touched themselves or have had lustful thoughts, then, you know, their whole Mormon track is pushed back some because they can't take the sacrament or whatever the fuck you people do. They got to meet with a church elder, like the same church elder that was questioning them about touching their own privates. They have to meet with them once a week until you stop touching yourself. I mean, it's kind of a weird boundary to set, don't you think? I mean, you got to be 18 years old to wear these goddamn garments, but you can only be 8 years old before you're secluded in a room with this ultra creepy guy asking you about your dick or vagina. Props to the women out there.
Now, there are certain things about garments that are up to debate. Do you wear garments when you work out or not? Some people say yes, some people say no. I'm not in the position to be judging you when and where you're wearing your garments.
I really don't give a shit about this part. I mean, you can wear your magical panties around your head, screaming like a Native American going into battle for Jesus. It really doesn't matter to me. It definitely doesn't mean that your pantaloons will stop an arrow from plugging you in the eye, let alone a bullet.
But it's important that Latter-day Saints who've made those covenants live worthy and they wear their garments because it is part of the promise you've made with God. So I wear my garments every day. Wow, I sound so self-righteous right there. I wear my garments every day. So, like, I don't know if you do, but like, I'm holy.
Whoa! Intriguing gay moment you have right there. Maybe you need to go and meet with a church elder so you can rub that out. I mean, remove the gay out of you.
So no, you don't have to wear your garments when you're swimming or showering or anything like that.
But hold on, what if you start to drown in the pool and your panties aren't there to save you? What if there's some kind of insane John Wick moment while you're in the shower and you've got to quickly defeat all the bad guys, but you don't have your pantaloons?
But basically, I hope you guys know, I hope this is a good episode, to know that garments are something we wear. They're not something to be mocked.
Yes, they are.
They're not something crazy.
Magical panties are pretty cray-cray.
They're not magical underwear.
Oh, wait, so they don't stop bullets or prevent forest fires?
There's nothing magic about it at all. Wingardium Leviosa.
Looky here, you fucking muggle. You don't have a wand. Your posture is shit. You're not even trying to flick your wrist right. God damn it, where's Hermione when you need her? Oh, pull yourself together, witch.
Zoroastrianists, Muslims, Catholics, Jews, Hindus, Buddhists, Confucius, a lot of people wear religious clothing. And the Latter-day Saints don't deserve to be picked apart and mocked because we wear it as well, because we wear it underneath.
Well, to be fair, you're not being mocked because of that in particular. You're mocked because you have a faux aversion to caffeine. And you think Jesus made a pit stop in the Americas to witness himself to the descendants of the ancient Israelites. Or the Native Americans, as, we call them here in reality. I mean, you think the more you tithe in your life, the better off you'll be in heaven. You also think that God lives on Kolob. Until the 70s, there were no black people in the priesthood because apparently black skin is a curse from God. And I mean, that particular doctrine wasn't even washed away until recently. But that's okay, it's religion. It's sacred. We shouldn't mock that shit.
Oh, by the way, before I go, the church has made a video about garments. Click on it right here. You can watch it. It'll be in the link in the description below.
I hope you heathens can forgive the sudden change in my beard and possibly my attire a little bit. God deemed it fit to fuck with my audio in the last one, so I don't know. Maybe I'm not supposed to be grilling the three Mormons. But the video that he's talking about here involves pretty much everything that he has been saying this entire video. They don't directly say that the magical panties are not magical, but they do say that calling them magical underwear is inaccurate. They convolute the idea of the undergarments being magical by saying that God himself is the thing that protects his people while they're wearing the undergarments. Because in the course of wearing their undergarments, they are keeping to his commandments and his covenants that he's made with these people, and therefore God's magic is the one that actually protects them and not the actual underwear themselves. Still, there are some Mormons today that think that the panties themselves are what's magical and protects them, and not some kind of weird reasoning that has God protecting them. I'm sure they would say that it's still God protecting them.
A lot of people want to know about Mormon garments. They want to know, why do the Latter-day Saints wear magic underwear?
We do, but instead of directly saying, of course they're not magical, it's God's magic that protects us, not the magical underpanties. You instead go the route of strawmanning the grievance against the dogma surrounding these undergarments, and you end up not actually answering the question. You pretty much just chastise those that question the magical panties. As if to be like, that's ridiculous. Why would you even ask that? Where do you think we live? See how that's not actually answering the question? You're just sort of laughing it off as crazy, but you're not saying no, they're not. Thank you, heathens, for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this. Please leave your comments down below about how magical Mormon panties are. Don't forget to share this video out, and I will see you heathens later. Don't forget to stand up and use your voice. Bye, heathens. Don't you knock that devil's doornail. Doorbell. Doornail? Doorbell? You don't have a nail down there.